But certainly manufacturing is going to be affected more than services. Services may, in some cases, even gain some market share. You can think of electronic commerce, for instance. It's likely that in a number of major European, but also North Atlantic economies, you may see an increase in the consumption of goods and services through internet with respect to bricks and mortars. At the same time, I think that one sector which is going to be affected very markedly, and we see this already, is tourism, travel and tourism. There are a number of airlines that already have warned that their profits will evaporate and will turn profits into losses. There are a number of, there is already an example of a British air transport operator, Flybe, that is bust. And we may see further problems emerging in other places. As far as tourism is concerned, again, we see already massive cancellation in Europe, obviously in China, also in Japan, and this may spread out to emerging Asia very rapidly. Thailand already affected, but rumors of major cancellations also in Indonesia, in particular in Bali. And so that is a sector which is going to be affected very markedly by the COVID-19 outbreak. And as you know, tourism, especially in emerging economies, is a major generator of jobs. And so the social consequences of this tourism crisis may spread out rapidly to the rest of the economy.
Okay, so what do you think are the most effective measures or policy response to soften the impact of COVID-19?
Well, I see three levels on which governments can act. Obviously, there is a level of communication, and we have seen some early indications from the G20 last week. And I think it's important to provide the markets and the consumers and companies clear communication signals that authorities are ready to act, and they are going to do it in concert. So the G20 will play a major role. There is a second element of a policy response, which is monetary policy. We saw a first reaction by the Fed last week, which didn't have the expected impact, which is a cause of concerns, because already interest rates are, the space for further reduction in interest rates is limited, the policy rates. But that is an area where, again, a concerted response is needed. We may see some early action emerging from the meeting of the European Central Bank on Thursday, and that may take a number of measures, including providing more liquidity to the markets and easing terms for banks to lend to the corporate sector. And finally, at the domestic level, again, possibly with some coordination, but certainly this is something where sovereign states have the power to act and should do it swiftly, is through fiscal stimulus. And again, we have seen already some countries acting in this direction, especially to support trade. And I think that Indonesia is one of the countries that has acted already, and which is a very welcome signal.